Very exciting day here at the City of Greenville. I want to thank everyone on very short notice for coming and taking part in this press conference. Just want to go through a couple of things to let you know kind of where we were and where we're going. Approximately about 4 months ago, City of Greenville received notice that our outgoing chief, Terri Wilfong, was retiring. While we celebrated her time here, her 7 years here, she did a tremendous job and she allowed the police department to take a step forward. But we knew we had work to do, and at that point we began to gather information about what we wanted in the next police chief. And it wasn't information of who we thought should or shouldn't be, or who we liked. It was about what are those leadership characteristics, what are those qualities, and what are those ethics we want in our community. And so when we embarked on this journey, we tried to leave no stone unturned. So first we went to our elected officials and we asked them, what do you want in the next police chief here at the City of Greenville? We gathered that information. We took the next step and we said to the community on online surveys, what do you want in the next police chief? So we gathered that information. We didn't stop there. We went to our neighborhood association presidents and collectively facilitated a discussion on what do you want and what do you need in the next police chief in the City of Greenville. We didn't stop there. We did not eliminate the group that would be most impacted, and that's our police officers. And so we facilitated a whole day discussion with civilian and sworn officers, asking them, let's not look behind us and in front, what do we want in the next police chief? From that research and that information, our human resource director, I don't know where she is here, but I want to acknowledge her pulling together that, and it turned into the ideal candidate profile. From that, it was a brochure that we recruited nationally that we said, this is what we need in our community. So from gathering that information, we solicited those applications. We received 87 applications expressing interest in being in our community. From that, working with our HR director, we made sure that those characteristics fit that ideal candidate, and we whittled it down to 6. We had 3 internal candidates and we had 3 external candidates. When we talked to the panelists that helped us assess those applicants, what they said is we can see success in each one of those 6 candidates. There was a path forward for any one of those choices for those candidates to be successful. It gave us some solace that we made good selections in bringing candidates here, but also that Greenville had the type of reputation that nationally could draw interest in it. Working with our HR director, we said this is not going to be a meet and greet. We're going to put an assessment center together. So internally, working with our PR staff and all of our HR staff, and I know I keep bringing her name up, but it's important for you to know that she has spent countless hours doing the best she can for the police department, but most importantly for the City of Greenville. And I think that I really, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate your work on this. But she began to pull together an assessment. And this was not going to be, again, a meet and greet. And so we invited the successful 6 candidates in on Sunday night to explain the process. We had 4 major themes that came out of all of that information. One is the community wanted neighborhood policing and what that looked and felt like, and we needed to redefine that. We wanted to know, do we have the right officers in the right place? We wanted to make sure that we are providing professional development and succession planning going forward. And one of the core values in the police department is discipline. Are we administering discipline in the way we should, and does everybody understand what that is? And so we put them through a grueling 2-day session of interviews with over 30 panelists. And these panelists came from throughout the community. They were neighborhood association presidents, they were HR professionals, they were city managers from surrounding jurisdictions, asking them to help us make sure we do the best we can to bring Greenville a great selection and candidate for the police chief. From that, we narrowed the focus down. They came in and talked to the deputy city manager and myself, but most importantly, they had to go in front of a panel of police officers and articulate to our police officers what they wanted to see in the next police chief. Through all of that, again, I would like to reiterate that it's a comprehensive process, and there was a path forward for success for each of the 6 candidates. That being said, ultimately, a choice needed to be made, and after consultation with the HR director and the deputy city manager, We are proud and very honored to introduce you to Mr. Ken Miller. He'll be our next police chief in the city of Greenville. And Mr. Miller, I'll turn the podium over to you, and welcome to the city of Greenville.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Mr. Castile, for having the faith in me and for running a process. And Athena, it was a good process. I know that there's 3 of us standing up here who went through it, and that little twist in our belly is a testament to the thoroughness of the job that you did. So we do appreciate that, and again, Mr. Manager, I'm grateful to you having the faith and confidence in me to carry the organization forward and to help the city of Greenville. I would like to thank all of you for attending today, because without your support, this police department and me as its new chief will not be successful. We have to work together consistently, police and community hand in hand, to make our community safer, stronger, and better, and more prosperous. People want to come to Greenville. We want them to continue to want to come to Greenville, and we want them to make our city greater and greater with each successive year. I want to thank my wife. She's hiding in the back somewhere, but there she is. I will tell you, yet again, I'm uprooting her and from her friends and her home, and she's good to me. We're excited to move to Greenville. We think that it is a great metropolitan, cosmopolitan city that has a lot to offer our family and has a lot to offer South Carolina and this region. It is an exciting opportunity for me, moving from North Carolina, where I've served in policing for over 25 years, and to come here and remain in the Southeast in a great city, and be a part of and become a part of the fabric of the community here. It has a can-do spirit that I think is abundantly evident all around. The public-private partnerships and collaborations are critical to that success. They will be critical to the future success of this police department, and to achieving the level of greatness that was apparent to me that the employees of the police department want to see and become and live. Nobody wants to be associated with something that's mediocre. Everybody wants to be associated with success and something meaningful. And I believe with the staff that we have here and the staff that I've come to meet and know over the past couple of days, and certainly we'll get to know much more in depth over the coming month and year, I believe they're ready and hungry for that challenge, ready for greatness, and my intention is to lead them there. I think that we will connect better with the community as time goes on, and that'll be one of my primary focuses early on, is to connect our officers and our operations with our members of our community and work hand in hand to make them safer, to resolve problems, and to, again, increase the quality of life for all of Greenville. So I thank you, and I do want to thank really each of you for being up here and standing with me. It means a lot, and I know it's difficult in the transition, but thank you. So,
Mr. Manager? For the next chief.
When do you start?
Well, I think we identified September 15th. I retire out of Charlotte on the 1st of, Greensboro on the, I spent 21 years in Charlotte. I retire out of North Carolina system on the 1st of September. And the 15th, I think we identified, depending on how that all goes, we may fudge it a week this side. We'll see.
One of the top things that that survey mentioned was important, that was property crimes. What's your strategy when it comes to reducing property crimes?
Yeah, to reduce property crimes tend to be the most problematic community concerns. They were in Greensboro. I'm going to get the Greensboro and Greenville's confused. They were in Greensboro, still are, but we've driven them down the numbers. And when I say we, it's a collective we. an active community and a community that's fully engaged in crime prevention efforts, awareness and engagement with police officers, and then a police department that's fully focused on the problem and sets strategic goals around that problem and measures its progress, are the successful ingredients for driving down those types of crimes, whether it's burglary, whether it's break-ins to cars, really no matter what the problem is. And so our commitment is to work together and find ways to create those bridges and those connections with each of our community to focus our staff and activate the communities in crime prevention.
Now, there's been an issue that comes up from time to time with lots of youth gathering at Fall Park, one of the main attractions of downtown. A curfew was put in place. What's your plan to make sure that the Falls Park area stays a place that's family friendly and to keep that curfew in force?
Yeah, well, you know, I think the answer to that question lies in the work that's already been done in terms of managing under that curfew, and then the work that we've done as a community here to deploy police officers into the downtown area. It's how we task our officers and what we expect, and we really need to be facilitators of good behavior downtown, not just enforcers of bad behavior. So we will talk, I will talk with staff and with, obviously, with the downtown community interest groups to try and understand fully that problem. I will be observing the depth of any issues at night and in the daytime periodically between now and September 15th, as well as thereafter. So I will be in the community a fair amount between now and the 15th when I have time. I'm not doing my duties up in Greensboro. But we will work to fully understand the depth of the issue and the concerns, and then we'll task our staff appropriately. That's about all I really know to say at this point, but we will work to be fair and level and still maintain safety.
What's your position on the use of cameras to monitor areas of downtown that officers can't always get to, and do you have any experience with that in Charlotte?
I do in Charlotte. We're working on implementing a camera system in Greensboro, but it hasn't yet gone through City Council. I think cameras are helpful. I don't think they're the answer in every respect, but they can certainly be beneficial. I think, again, police community partnerships, active community awareness, engagement, and points of contact within the police department really help us focus our work better. And when we focus our work better, we can deal with hot spots as they emerge and other issues. But cameras are helpful. In the downtown areas in particular, I'm an advocate for them because you can at times have just significantly large groups of people, and the cameras can help you understand in different areas of the downtown where things are taking place that might be disruptive and where you need to deploy your resources, your people.
Okay. You mentioned that you wanted to resolve problems. What problems do you see right now?
You know, I'm not so sure we're as connected with our communities we need to be. So our community outreach effort is an area that'll be of sensitivity and focus for me. I think staff is wanting to take the department to another level, and I want to understand where they find and see the issues and where other people see the issues, if there are any internally that need to be worked on. And my goal is to lead staff to a new place and to help prepare them for the kind of city that we are and will continue to grow into, and to be able to meet those challenges and any other challenges that may come our way. So I would say I'll have both a community focus and an internal focus for development, and then I don't have a full appreciation for areas where we have particular problems associated with crimes or disorder. But those will be things that we'll be having pretty much daily conversations about.
Can I follow up on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you give a little bit more specifics about going to a new level? What does that mean?
Yeah, you know, well, going to a new level means to create the kind of professional police organization that our community wants and our officers and non-sworn employees want to be. So You know, do you want to be a national model for policing? What are your aspirations? And really, I have to get a sense from the community and from our staff as to what they want to be. And you know, for me, it's one that connects well with its community, is responsive to its needs and concerns in every neighborhood, and that we're attentive to the concerns and problems that council may bring to us, that the manager's office may bring to us, or any citizen on the street, no matter how wealthy or how poor.
What would you say is going to be your top priority, first thing you want to accomplish when you get into office?
Gain a full appreciation for the path forward. And to do that, to be able to organize staff and to bring staff together and begin to focus our work for creating really a long-term plan for the department. A policing plan as well as an internal development plan. And you have to focus both ways. I have to have a full appreciation. So I will pull together some forums with the community. I'll meet with community and neighborhood groups. I know that there's a neighborhood presidents association or group that meets, I think it's monthly. And I'll meet with them, and I'll try and get my ear to the ground on what the community feels needs to happen within the police department. I will do the exact same analysis, if you will, inside the department, meeting with employee groups in general and then with specific units. And then we'll come together as a team and we'll talk about the work groups that need to be formed to address the various issues. And then we'll build teams within the department and perhaps even with the community in certain areas, community outreach, things like that, where they have an important role in shaping really how the police change over time. It's important that, again, that we connect with our community. It's important that our employees feel respected, valued, and appreciated for their work. And quite frankly, to develop the kind of capacity and depth in the organization that I think everybody would want to see in their police organization, we have to engage everyone up and down the chain of command in the work processes because we learn from that.
What about the issue of drug crime? That's another thing that came up as a big concern in that survey the community did.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to see the department be doing differently to fight the issue of drugs in this community?
You know, I don't really have deep enough visibility on that yet. I know that there are task forces, both federal, county, state, local task forces that are working on those issues. I also know that heroin is becoming a significant problem, health problem for our communities all around the country. And police organizations trying to figure out how to work with that. I know that in Greensboro, we're working with EMS and fire to carry around the Narcan EpiPens, basically, to stabilize people who overdose on heroin. It's a dangerous drug. It's laced with fentanyl, and it's a huge problem because people are taking doses that they think are fine, and they're finding themselves on the death's doorstep as a result, and unfortunately a lot of people are passing away because of the overdoses. So how we respond to that from a triage perspective as well as an enforcement perspective is something I'll just have to get my arms around when I get here, get a little deeper into it. Okay. Well, I just want to say thank you all for coming out, and it's a pleasure and an honor to become a part of Greenville. Said it right. And I look forward to, and I know my wife and my two boys, Adam and Aiden, 8 and 11, are excited to move here. They're not here with us today. They're at their grandparents', but they're excited to be a part of the community as well. So thank you all. How many times did I tumble it? Yeah. Well, I've real Greenville too.